Hi guys, remember all these queens that we caught last week? Well, unfortunately I had to lie. And I caught something else. I just didn't want to show you immediately. So this week I'll show you what I got and I'll give you updates on these queens. Can you believe it? They're back. The Clonal Raider Ants, Ooceraea biroi. I always struggle to say this name. Really hard. So I found them last week, also during my anting, and the reason why I didn't want to show you immediately it's because this is a really small colony. I think there are around 30-40 workers tops. When I caught them, there were absolutely no eggs, just workers. And 1 week later, this is the result. And the reason why I didn't want to show you, it's, I'm not afraid, but I don't want to show ants that like die in a week. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make any progress with them, because they are really sensitive to humidity, and since they didn't have any brood, I wasn't sure how they were going to react to the capture and then to the transition to this nest. But it seems that they adapted just fine, and they have laid a bunch of eggs, and they seem happy. I have fed them twice, a baby roach and a baby mealworm, and yeah, so really happy to have them again in the collection. Last time, and the reason why my largest Clonal Raider Ant colony died was because I went on holidays and I had my helper to take care of the ants for me. And again, they are sensitive to humidity changes, and even though she knows a lot already about how to take care of my insects, this is one species that unfortunately suffered from my absence, so they ended up dying. But this time with COVID, we are not going anywhere, so I really hope I can grow this colony to a really big size, and in the long term I'm hoping that I can propagate them and split them into 2 or 3 colonies. This is my long time plan with them. So yeah, really happy about this species once again in the collection. And now let's move on to the other queens updates. So last week I forgot to mention the species name. This is Euponera sharpi, 2 queens. At least I think they are. And they are doing fine, although here I'm not really able to show you guys. They have 4 eggs, and I just a couple days ago I just added some water inside the nest. That's why they made up this mess. But I've managed to see 4 eggs, so they're doing fine. Just to explain how I take care of these ants. So every 2 or 3 days I will add a few drops of water, and also a small side dish with 1 very small drop of honey. And so this is how they have been doing for the last week. And now moving on to the 6 Odontoponera queen that I got. Well, because I was really tired last week, I left the 6 altogether for 1 night, and the next day 2 of them were completely butchered, so I'm left with 4. So I already separated them into the following combination: 2 queens isolated and 2 queens together. And this is the only queen that has laid eggs out of the 4, and in 1 week she laid 2 eggs, as you can see. And how I'm taking care of these queens, it's the same as the Euponera. Drops of water, and every 2 or 3 days a drop of honey, and this is how they are doing. So these are the 2 queens that are together. I mixed a large queen with a small queen, and you can see that the larger queen is more aggressive, a little bit more dominant, and the other one is a little bit more shy. And I don't know if you guys play the Empires of the Undergrowth, and I've just started playing a little bit too late, I think, but nonetheless, I hate scientist number 2, and what I will be showing you later is my experimentations with these extra queens, since I already have a colony. I'll be adding some brood from the existing colony into these queens that haven't laid any eggs. So let's see how they react. This is the last queen that doesn't have any brood. She's the only one who has dug a chamber, and she seemed also to have a small defect or a small damage on the mandibles. I don't know if that will have any impact. So regarding the experiments that I want to do, I've removed 2 pupae and 4 larvae. I tried to get 2 large larvae and 2 smaller larvae. And for the single queen who has dug a chamber, I'm adding the pupae. So as you can see, I've added the second one, and she didn't react too much. Actually, she seems to be quite afraid of the scents. So let's give her some time, and I cannot give you any updates right now, but let's give her some time, see how she adjusts, see what happens when the workers come out, if they are adopted or not, if they get accepted from her, or if there's any fighting, and I'll keep you posted on the updates. For the 2 queens, I decided to give them the 4 larvae, and this is so I just added the 4 larvae, and this looks like that she is trying to bite them, but looking more closely, it seems that she's either licking them or something else. It's a mix. I cannot really decipher what is happening here. It seems to be a little bit mix of aggression with interest and with care. At a certain moment she will manage to bite or to pincer one of the larvae, but the larvae doesn't seem to be really affected, and you'll be able to see this really soon. So again, let's see how they react. Let's see in a couple of days how they will do. For this particular colony, I will open a small outworld for them to be able to forage and get insects to feed these larvae if they get accepted, and I'll keep you posted on the results of these experiments from scientist number 2 Martin. And yeah, let's see. I think this will be interesting. And now let's move on to Pseudoneoponera rufipes. So this queen is doing fine, but she hasn't laid any eggs, which is quite strange, to be honest. I was expecting at least 2 or 3 eggs at this moment, and I'm not really sure what's happening. I'm taking care of her the same way I'm taking care of all the other queens. She doesn't seem disturbed or stressed, but yeah, just let's give her some time and see how she does. I want to run these updates on a weekly basis for you guys. Of course, next time it won't be so extensive. Let me know if you have interest or not. And now the last queen, Harpegnathos venator, which also laid 1 egg. She seems to be doing fine, and she seems relaxed. I'm keeping her in the dark and feeding her as well. So let's wrap up the video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll keep you updated weekly on all the progress of these queens, all of them. I'll make it short, and let me know in the comment down below if you want to see something in particular. I still have to update you guys on the weaver ants, on the spiny ants, the polaracus, and so many other the camponotus. So guys, let me know what you want to see next week, and thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, and thank you. Bye.